Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to test the Intel Arc A550m, another mobile Arc GPU. I've recently tested the A730m from Intel with 12GB of RAM, now the A550m with 8GB VRAM. We should be able to play some game. Welcome to Respawn PC, I'm Dunk, let's game on. Quick disclaimer before starting, this laptop have the i7-12700H and 32GB of DDR5 memory. It is the exact same spec as the laptop with the A730m. We're starting off with DUNE Awakening, that just came out a couple days, weeks ago, at 1080p, lowest settings, XeSS quality. And with those settings to just be over 30 FPS. We are actually at 31 FPS. It's playable, but whenever you reach a higher density area, that's where it becomes a bit harder for the GPU. But when you're in your base, you go up to 38 FPS and nothing stops you to drop the XeSS to balance or even performance. The GPU is pegged at 99% using 6.1GB of VRAM. The CPU is barely doing anything at 33% and we're using 19GB of RAM. Next up, I've tested the Elden Ring Nightreign with the Arc A550m at 1080p high settings to get an average of 46 FPS. This is highly playable for this kind of game. And again, I used the preset high. Nothing stops you to go play with the settings to optimize your FPS by dropping other settings that you don't need or don't care. The GPU is not exactly pegged at 99 or 100%. We are still in the 90s using 4GB of VRAM with the CPU doing quite a bit at 60% and using 13.2GB of RAM. I'm not exactly sure what caused the GPU to not be in use at 100%, but it was a playable experience. Next up, I've tested Clair Obscur Expedition 33 at 1080p, lowest settings and XeSS balance to be able to have a decent FPS, which is 36. In this one, the GPU was pegged at 99% of utilization at 5.3GB of VRAM. CPU wise, we are in the mid 40s and we are using 13 to 14GB of RAM. This is playable for a game that you need to time your dodge and parry and jump. Might not be a first-person shooter, but you still need quite a decent FPS to be able to time yourself properly. But I did encounter some stutter here and there when loading new area in the open world. Other than that, the game played flawlessly. And the last game for this testing, I use Stellar Blade at 1080p, high settings and XeSS AA or anti-aliasing native. I'm impressed how this game is well optimized. You can drop the settings from XeSS AA to high quality or ultra quality or even balance if you want more FPS, but I like the visual. Who doesn't like the visual in this game? GPU peg at 99% with 4.6 to 5GB of VRAM utilization, and the GPU making most of the job here as the CPU is doing almost nothing in the mid-teens of CPU utilization, and for the RAM we are at 13.6 to 14GB of RAM. And since this GPU has 8GB VRAM of memory, I've decided to test Intel AI Playground for image generation or whatever, since the minimum requirement is to have 8GB of VRAM. And it can actually do well without any complication. Yes, I didn't give any complex request, but I was able to generate a 50-step text-to-image quite easily and fast enough to be considered. At least it's quite fun to play with. It's not the high end of a gaming laptop, but you clearly can do some stuff with it, including gaming. And on top of that, that GPU support AV1, so we can do some streaming if you want, or encoding, decoding AV1. And on top of that, the CPU is a i7-12700H, so you have some productivity backbone you can put on it. And that's it. Thank you to have come watching. See you in the next one, and subscribe.